Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on BTS Weather, I sat down with Don Rasmussen, owner of Rasmussen Company in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and I traveled to Waverly, Iowa to meet up with Vermeer County Sheriff Dan Pickett and Robert Whitney. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BTS Weather. How long have you guys been in business?
Actually, my grandfather started in 1919.
How has snow and bad weather affected your company over the years?
Well, obviously, we get severe cold or storms, and the snowstorms will affect the amount of business we get.
Does that lead to a busier time of the year, you guys, in the winter?
Usually, sometimes not. You know, if you get a blizzard, everybody stays home.
Oh yeah.
So you may have a day where you don't do much.
Yeah, and then you had the people that try to venture out and get stuck. So have you guys had any tow trucks gone in the ditch when trying to tow a car?
Well, sometimes you have to get them in the ditch. Last week we had a semi in the ditch out here on Highway 20, and we had to back one of the trucks off the edge of the road to do what it needed to do. And of course it got stuck, so you just pull it out.
So how far do your workers typically have to tow vehicles, or how far are you willing to go?
Oh, we'll go most anywhere. Furthest we've ever been is probably Paris, Ohio, or Kearney, Nebraska.
Yeah, that's like 8 hours. Kearney, that's like 9 hours away.
Yep.
Do you have any funny or memorable stories from working here, towing cars?
Oh, I got all kinds of stories. The weather also affects our other business here. We also farm.
Farming?
So, that's very affected by the weather.
How many employees do you guys have right now?
Got 7.
7? And you guys are 24 hours?
Usually.
Usually.
Until we've run too long and everybody just can't go anymore.
Yeah. How many tow trucks do you guys have?
I've got 11.
11?
The road, I put the car in drive to pull away. It wouldn't let the car come up over the lip from the gravel to the blacktop. It just kept sliding forward, and it wouldn't. So I backed up, did the same thing with the back wheel. So I backed up further and had to put it back in drive, and I started just to go a little bit faster, thinking it would hop over that. Well, it did, all right. But the back one didn't like coming over it either. So it spun me completely around on 218, and I'm like, there's not a thing you can do. It's like, hopefully I'm not going to end up, in the ditch, when I'm done here. But so then I'm thinking, now we know why these semis are not. The one guy was sitting 3/4 on the road, and a lot of them couldn't even make it like to the shoulders, So it was just a real disaster, and we were very fortunate that we didn't have any personal injury accidents out of it.
We had a report too that there was lots of vehicles, from C33 north, just in the ditches or whatnot, but a lot of them were just semis parked on both northbound and southbound lanes, just waiting out the ice storm, and just hoping that the roads would clean up enough for them to get moving. But once I got up to where I was at, or where that accident was at, there was traffic backed up even north of Plainfield because of with the DOT plow truck and that semi, the way everything was situated there. Plus I had a semi to the south of them that was jackknifed right in the middle of the road, and then the semi that got hit, the other one that got sideswiped from another semi, he couldn't move, so the jackknife semi didn't feel like he could try to move without getting his trailer into that guy's trailer. But again, just getting out on that ice, trying to walk around was even better off just trying to slide your feet, not even stepping.
So how many reported accidents in Waverly did you guys?
Waverly handles their own within the confinements of Waverly, but that day, you covered 2 reportable ones. But the number of vehicles that probably slid in between the one up on 63, I would say probably there must have been, because I know they were still covering them in the afternoon. I bet there's probably 7 or 8 different
And it
ones.
really helped that Martin Luther King Day was that day with a lot of people already staying, that not working and not having to commute. I can't imagine what else that could have been like.
That helped us tremendously because there wasn't the traffic. As a matter of fact, even in our office here, we didn't have a lot of people that come in because I think they thought we were closed. And that day it's just as well because my secretary didn't make it in right away either with the ice. But yeah, it was one of those days